Hey folks, Species7 here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Farming Simulator 2013. We are here in the land of chickens. No, that isn't right. Land of Italy. That's where we are. Sure. Just seems to be a lot of chickens wandering around. So, this is my little ape. You like that? It's kind of a cool little vehicle. Anyway, I have, upon doing some research, found out something rather interesting. Apparently, we own all of the fields on this map. So, I have actually harvested this one. And I am harvesting a couple up on the hill. I've also got our little X650 here. I'm mowing down some corn for silage, so I've got the silage started. But what I've mainly been doing is trying to get all the crops in, because withering is enabled. Wow, that high-def sky is pretty impressive. Withering is enabled, and I really don't want to lose the money that taking the crops down can bring us. Because, as you can see up here, I've done a field up here as well. Because we do need a fair chunk more cash. We have everything looked after for the moment, but that is indeed only for the moment. Yeah, these hills are quite special. And let me tell you, coming along here with a full-size combine harvester, yeah, it makes you think about things. Yeah. Really easy. You can see the crop comes right up to the bitter edge. And yeah, making the turn here was kind of, well, we might just end up down there. Luckily, I didn't. No, really, I didn't. Okay. But I do believe that this guy, yep, he's completely full. So we do need to take him back down to the farm. My old Zetor tractor. Very nice, very nice. Some nice views from up here, actually. Now, what's the safest way down? It does kind of come to that. We don't want to get out of control here. Alright, I think this is actually the entrance to the field. As scary as that may be. So I hope everyone's doing well. I'm glad you've all decided to join me here on this new map with some new missions. I can't wait to get the Soilmod going, but unfortunately, like I said, unless we want to lose a lot of crop and potentially a lot of money, which we do need, then I really got to deal with getting the crops in off the fields. And I figured, well, why should I have all the fun? I can drag you guys along. So, I do have the damage mod on, so if I seem overly cautious at times, again, it's because I don't want to be spending the money. We need $500,000 so that we can get into harvesting the earth fruits that are here. We need, let's see, I'm going to think pretty close to $1 million to get logging set up, because not only do we not have any equipment, we don't actually have a chip plant, like a storage, chip storage. We don't have the actual wood chip burning plant, the sort of bioheat plant. We don't have one of those. We do not, in fact, even have a sawmill. So, to put all of that together, yep, we are looking at, ooh, a good $1 million. So, we have money to earn. I guess that's basically what I'm trying to say, guys, is we do need to earn money. So I am not going to let what could be several hundred thousands of dollars of crops go to waste if I can help it. So here's where we dump our crops, all of them, which is kind of neat. I like this. It works. I don't know that I'd be, you know, dragging the biggest trailer in the game through here. You might have a bit of trouble, but other than that, it seems to be just fine. There we go. Now I do want to have a good look around here at some point, because I need to find a better way, place, or whatever to store our vehicles, mainly because the milk truck in this particular map is the most annoying animal on the planet. I kid you not. I mean, it is just freaky how annoying he is, because he comes in a continuous loop. I think the map author might have made a little bit of a boo-boo there. He forgot to, because it even says in the description, the milk truck comes twice a week, blah, 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 blah. However, where is the harvester? Truth be told, or twice a day, sorry, and you would be paid twice a day. But he actually shows up at the farm, gets whatever milk is there, which is 0 because we have no dairy cattle. No, I got rid of all... Whoops. Alright. This might be tricky. See what I mean? These fields are a little interesting. I got rid of all the sheep, cows, pigs, etc. I figured that we should... you know, we should have to actually buy them, as opposed to just having them magically appear on the map. I like the detail on this harvester, eh? That's pretty cool. Look at all of this, right down to that horrible little exhaust system there. It's really cool. Yeah, this is a good mod. I like this. We should probably open up the grain tank, seeing as she is full. Okay. Now, can I squeeze by? Actually, as you can see, I pulled it forward so that I'd have a little bit of room for the trailer. There we go. So yeah, the milk truck stops at the farm, picks up the milk we don't have, and then heads to the dairy, does a loop in the parking lot, and then comes back to the farm. And it continues to do that ad nauseum, man, like just constant. So, excuse me, nice sip of coffee. It is still morning here on the west coast of BC, Canada. Fairly early morning at that. So, alright. It doesn't exactly empty the fastest. 90 seconds to empty this harvester. Probably a heck of a lot more realistic than the ones that just go pavoomp. Alright. Tuck you a little bit out of the way. It's actually a pretty decent little Z-Tor tractor. Not bad at all. Oh, release the handbrake. Alrighty, we can do that. Oh, takes a little bit to stop this puppy. So yeah, we do have a lot of fields to harvest. Now I'm only going to do one ring around here, and then I think we're going to go back down to the farm, grab our little ape, and go for a zip. I want to check out just down the road to see if there might be some hope of storage, you know? Don't be chopping up crops. Well, not storage, but just a place to sort of safely leave all my vehicles out of the way. Right now I've got what I can store in the one little shed, and then all the tractors are lined up pretty much wheel to wheel at the end of the silage pit, and it's not ideal. But the milk truck basically uses the entire farmyard. Like, there's lots of room in that yard to leave our vehicles, but the milk truck uses darn near the entire farmyard to come in, do his loop, and go back out. So I suppose I could eliminate the milk truck completely, but then there would be absolutely no point to the dairy farm. Because I really have no idea how I would get to go from getting rid of the milk truck to having so we could sell the milk ourselves. That's the difference. I know that I could probably go into the files and get rid of the milk truck, but no idea how to do anything else. And don't think I really want to start screwing with the map, because with my luck, it would simply mean, oh, guess what, guys? We're starting again. And I'm really hoping to not have to do that too much. Yeah, I think we'll do one more on this edge, just to get a nice double row around here, so I don't have to worry about falling off anymore. Yeah, I'm really quite impressed with this little harvester. These hills are quite bumpy, quite steep. Now, I know I'm not doing more realistic, but still. It would be a struggle to get up here, and this guy seems to do it reasonably well. You see, gravity does play a factor. I was not holding the reverse on that, let me tell you. There we go, this will complete our double row, and then we're going to go have a look at... have a look down the road, as it were. Some really unique shaped fields as well, I must say. So I got a whole new baler and a new bale pickup system, trailer thing, whatever, to try out on this particular map. Have a new plow and cultivator system. Was just put up on FSUK a couple of days ago, called Wing Disc. Looks really good, big gear, but I'm hoping either a Curabets 700 or I can't remember the name, but I have a tractor very similar. You know, just one of those cheap old articulated beasties that generate 1 billion horsepower and, you know, smell like oil and old socks. But oops. These hills are a little steep. Okay, I think we will shut her off, and like I said, let's go for a little walk here, shall we? Still got another field there. I said there is a lot of fields to deal with if we want to save the crops. See, the way this Soilmod also works is every night, and I will show it when we get to that. I don't want to push time forward right now for obvious reasons. I've got more than enough stuff that we've got to try and deal with here. Here's our poo pit, as it were. Certainly generous room. This map also has probably the nicest biogas facility that I've seen on any map. So here we go. This is the plow and cultivator system. They would look very similar. That, I believe, is the slightly smaller of the two. Okay, you can tell. This is the plow. Okay, and this guy is the actual cultivator. You can tell because it's got the big drums on the back to break up the clumps. So there we go. This is our hay bale wagon. Now this is from the Extreme, Heath Super Chaser. This is from the Extreme Baling mod available over on FSUK. And it also comes with a choice of balers, which I believe I stuffed into... Got our Lidner Geo track. I wanted to try that. I'll be using that initially for picking up our grass crops, which I also have a new machine for. Check this puppy out. Isn't that a cool lawnmower? The New Holland Speed Rower 240. Love it. Here is our assortment of motley tractors. As you can see, we don't exactly have This is actually our newest purchase, this Kubota M7040. Just because you guys know I like Kubota tractors, I really do. If anybody finds a really nice Kubota tractor mod, let me know. Here's our Raba 320. As I say, I'll use either this or a Kirovitz for towing that big gear. I have the Schluter, the mod that I like with all the extra headlights and bumper bar and all of that stuff. We have this kind of an interesting old puppy, eh? I think it's an old IH, judging by the color and the paint scheme. And then, just because we didn't get to use it much from the DLC pack, the Ursus front loader. So there you go. And we have a mix and spit unit there. Alright. So yeah, the milk truck comes in here, uses this entire side, does a huge loop around here, comes all the way back here, and then departs through there. So yeah, this guy I've got to run down to the bio plant. A little water trailer over there, and that's pretty much it for our gear. I think you've actually seen it all in this one episode. So, oh, chicken, 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 chicken. Speaking of chickens, this is the chicken pen here. So, you can see we've got our tray for grain, and we got a tray for water, and eventually they will make them us some eggs, which I assume we're going to collect in there. I hope so. It's an awful big, I know these guys wander free range, but it's an awful big farm to be looking for eggs every 10 feet. Hey, fancy looking, make eggs. Or at least get your girls to make eggs. Okay, here we are. And our little Piaggio ape. She's quick, she's cheap on gas. What more could you ask for? Alright, let's go here. And she sounds really cool. Sounds like a little two-stroke bike. Probably have to watch these speed bumps. Yep. Here we go. And see, she goes like heck, and you really get a sense of speed. Whoa. Really maneuverable. I like it. It's pretty cool. Okay, this is the cornfield that we are currently working on. Woof. Big puff of dust as we get in here. Right over here is the vehicle factory, actually. Let's just cut across here. Back out this road. And here we are at the vehicle factory. So you can see the only thing we actually have parked here is our service car. Because, like I said, we do have the damage mod employed. So, there's our sell point. It's such a funny looking thing. I just feel like I don't actually fit inside, but you do. Here's our buy point, which is kind of cool. You can also buy your pigs and your beefs here for your fattening farms. And we may start there because, let's face it, $2,000 for a cow to put into the dairy farm, or $50 for a cow. And they actually sell for pretty good money, whereas the other cows, of course, will get milk and slurry. So, kind of a toss-up. We are going to want all of it in the end. But, like I said, the first thing we got to do is making us some money. And I don't think there's really anything else exciting in this particular yard. And we could probably store some gear down here. It's not that far from our farm. There's our actual service garage right there, and our farm is right behind it. So taking the right roads, we're pretty close to the vehicle shop. Now, I do want to show you guys the biogas plant, because like I said, it's actually quite spectacular. I can out-accelerate this guy, come on. There you go. Thought you'd catch me, did you? I like this thing. And here we are, the biogas facility. I assume because of where the speed bumps are that you'd actually come in on this side. Bump, bump. And you do want to slow down for these, let me tell you. Unless you want to pay the damage mod its dues. You can see it. Tip up, tip down. Oh yeah. Biogas Italia. Up here, we go, thank you gentlemen. We weigh, 0.9. Yeah, this ain't the biggest truck on the planet. And of course they have to bump the weights up to keep these things on the ground, otherwise you end up with, well, that's what some people have called it, rampable mods. In other words, if I was to go full speed and hit one of these hills, I could fly across most of the map. So here we are at the biogas facility. We can come down here and you can sell silage in here. If we click the map door trigger, check it out. You don't want to be jumping down there, hence the sign says, be careful, don't jump down here. So you can sell your slurry in there. You can buy slurry here. Oops. There is some odd clips because the buildings are so tight together. Yeah, the camera will, and I apologize, but it will keep kicking in and out like that, unfortunately. So, not sure why they would, okay, I was just going to say why they would be so guarded about getting into this place and yet have this rear entrance be just a road out into the middle of nowheres. But, no, it's not. I mean, with the big wall around it and stuff, this almost looks more like a prison than a biogas. But that's just that angle. So yeah, we've got an area down here to deal with all of our slurry. Whoa. Yeah, sorry about the camera clips, guys. Like I said, it's just because they have built such a tight area with tall buildings. That does tend to clip the camera a little. And then, woo! It doesn't help that this little Piaggio has the old style of movement to it where it's actually centered on the vehicle as opposed to the screen. And here we have our silage pits. Three, I should say, rather generous pits. We can fuel up down here and a place to park our lizard loader. So yeah, silage pit. Very cool. Very neat little biogas plant, this place. Alright. Time to go whoop-de-doopty in our little Piaggio. Oh yeah. You can loop right around the backside. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is a gate. Okay, thank you. That could have been a little bit nasty. The windows are slightly tinted in this thing, eh? The detailing's actually really nice, eh? I mean, check it out. I do believe... sure. What do we got here? Oh. Well, that's, hopefully I didn't just shut our recording off, but that's, as you see how I also, just happens that a left control 7 for whatever reason also brings up my recording software options, so that's actually my overlay option. I use a software called PlayClaw, and it offers a number of overlays. From having a webcam to having your frames displayed, etc., etc. So that's one of the sell points across the road there. I think the main sell point. But anyway, I think we will. Let's have a look at our map here, shall we? Whoopsie. I'm still not used to the fact that the map doesn't come up. This is another plugin. We have this vehicle spec. See, 10 horse, 15 bucks a day, and it will carry any of those fruit types, not very much of it. Fuel capacity, fill capacity, allow fill from the air, yes. Allow tip discharge, yes. See that? Pretty cool, eh? It gives you a ton of info. Even tells you that you have trailer attachments. But what I actually want is this. The map. Okay. Right up in the top left around field 30, if you guys can actually read that. I think that big white blob right beside it, that's actually where the beefy cattle are. So, in case you were wondering, the pigs, I believe, are the opposite way. So, there you are. Just wanted to have a quick look at the map. See, the biogas also buys grain, and they actually pay a fair chunk for it. Wow. Not bad. Weather, farm silos, we have a little bit of canola, a little bit of barley, a little bit of girash, not sure, and apparently a good chunk of potatoes. Well, this is what we actually, okay, this is what we have stored here. Don't know why they have 2 pages for it. But yeah, so the PDA's got a few different tricks and kicks. So yeah, here we are. This is the, like I say, your other sell point. There we go. Full of speed bumps. Let's hit one quick. Whee! Yeah, like I said, these speed bumps actually work. Whee! Do a little wheelie. Oh, this scale agrees. We are 0.9 ton. We can pick up seed, it looks like, or possibly ferts there. What would that be? Oh. What the heck we got here anyway? Oh, I see. That would look like either potatoes or sugar beeties. And this side would be t'other. Okay. So apparently this is where we will be disposing of our potatoes and sugar beets. Not be going that way. Okie dokie. And as I said, to get into forestry, we actually have to buy a wood plant and a sawmill, etc., etc. But they do have an area set aside for it where you can put it. And it is on the forest part of the map. So, that's alright. Like I said, we're... Ooh... $1 million less 25,000. Whee! Hey, catching a little air in our little motorcycle type dealie here. I'm gonna skim right by the speed bumps because I can. There we go. There we go. Maybe they should have made it weigh 1.9 ton. You have no idea how long I was braking to come down and make that corner in one piece, guys. Alright. Let's climb out here. So there you be. That's sort of what we're at for the moment. What I'm going to do is continue to cut a bunch of these crops. Like I said, I do not want to be losing these. And we have... well... yeah, there's a fair bit. I've got I don't know why field 1 is green. Like I said, we do actually own all of the fields. So, but I have cut a fair chunk of them. So you can see here, these are the fields that are empty as opposed to the ones that are filled right now. So yeah, 7, 5, 3, and 2 I've already dealt with. 1 was already cut. These ones up here were cut. So there you go. But I think, guys, I'm going to do a lot of... Here's the baler from the Extreme Baling Pack that I decided. The Heston Series Massey Ferguson 2190. Neat looking baler. We'll see how it works. And this will be the first job that we are going to actually be doing to get our fields in order for planting. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment, share the video, favorite the video, even subscribe. You guys know how to do all that. You're professional tubers, right? Which I think means you get paid to be a potato. I'm not sure. But at any rate, this has been Species 7. Take care of each other, folks. Nobody else is going to. Until the next time we are in Italy, well, as they say, ciao. Bye, folks.